In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a video project and how to do some basic video edits. This would be like the simplest thing you might do as far as Vegas Pro goes. For example, if you want to post a video to YouTube and you want to trim a little off the front and the end of the video to make it a little better, that's some of the stuff we're going to do in this video. And then we'll go into more detail into how to make the video even better or add certain things to the video and certain types of edits and go into all the details later on. So this is just the basic thing to kind of get your feet wet, so to speak. Alright, so I already mentioned this is the project media, so we have nothing in this project yet. So we're going to go over to Explorer right here, and I'm in my Vegas Pro Bootcamp folder, which I set up with some files for this course so that I could show how to use Vegas Pro. And right here, I'm going to open up the sample video again. Now, you see here, it says, do you want to set the project video settings to match this media? And I said, just do yes the last time. This time I'm going to explain this a little bit. This typically will not steer you wrong. It depends on what types of clips that you have. In this case, we have a 1080p video right here, and we want the project to be 1080p. And so I'm going to click yes on this. The times you might want to click no is if you have different video clips of different resolutions. And for instance, if you want your video to be 1080p and you have a 720p video clip among your video clips and it's the first one that you load in, you don't want everything to go down to 720p necessarily. You always want the highest level of resolution in your project because you can render it at a lower resolution. So if it's in the project at a higher resolution, it's easier to, you can just render it at a lower level. We'll go into rendering in another lesson, but rendering basically is once you've got all your edits done, you render your video and it puts it into whatever format you want, and it combines all the elements that you have in the editor into an actual video. So here we have a clip that I've just put in. Now you see there's nothing up here in the video preview because I'm at the end of the clip. If I click anywhere on here, we'll see a picture appears in the video. Now, if you use your mouse scroll, if you hover your mouse right here and just scroll your mouse, you can expand or contract this clip. What you are doing is you're actually zooming into it. And the reason you zoom into it is so that you can get a finer level. You can see the timeline expands and contracts as I scroll the mouse back and forth. So you're looking at smaller and smaller increments as you expand it. So if I go back to here, let's see what's going on. Let's contract it a little bit. All right, you'll see here. Now this is the beginning of the video, and I'm actually counting 1 to 4, and I'm putting up fingers. If I go up here, I have 2, and so on. And I did this for demonstration purposes. This is so I can actually tell where I want to begin the video at, or it helps me. So you see down here where the audio is, the audio can be your guide a lot of times. And so, for example, these blurbs here, this is where I say 1. So if I go back here to the beginning of this and play this, 1, 2, you see as I'm counting off, my fingers are going up, 3, 4. 3, 4. So I can actually see not only the video of what's going on, but I can see a graphic representation of the sound. So I know this is where my counts are, and right here, this is where I start talking. So let's click to here and play.
Hi, this is a sample video that I'm recording for.
So I'm talking about that this is a sample video, and this is where I want it to start. So by using the audio and also the frames to an extent, I can find where I want it to start. Now I'm going to scroll into this and expand it more because I want to find the exact point where I want to edit it. So my eyes are closed there. Well, gee, my eyes are pretty much closed everywhere. So typically you want to find the best spot that you can to start the video off. I'm going to start it right, let's just scroll in here a little bit. Typically when you shoot your clips or whatever, you want to have whoever you're filming pause and close their mouth and open their eyes at the very beginning of the clip, but we don't have that in this case, so we'll just pick an area right here, and I am going to go down here to this bar, and if you see, there are 3 little icons here, and it actually tells what they are as you hover over them. This icon right here actually splits the video, and it doesn't remove either part of it. So it splits the video and the audio. We'll do a cut right through it. This will trim the end, so everything after where I have the placement of this line right here will be deleted, and this right here will trim everything from the start. So if I hit split, you'll see I still have what's in front of it. Now, I use a split generally when I want to just move, say, this segment to a different segment, or I want to put something in between these, I'll split it. But in this case, we want to get rid of it. So I'm going to go back and undo the split, and I'm going to do this right here where it says trim the start. And you'll see it gets rid of all of that excess video. Now, there are other ways we can edit this that we'll see later, but this is just kind of a basic way you can cut off the beginning. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually zoom out here a little bit, because it's easier to work with the entire video the farther you zoom out. And I'm going to click on the video here and drag it over to the start. So I've just moved this back to the start. So if I go down here and click to the start of the video, and I go here and play it.
Hi, this is a sample video that I'm recording for my Vegas Pro 15 course. I hope you're enjoying the course. And that's pretty much all I have to say, because this is really just a sample, so we have something to add.
Okay. So I've cut off the beginning of my video. Now, here you'll see I've stopped talking here, and then I start talking again. This is actually the end where I kind of sign off of the video. And here is just some other stuff where I'm...
Okay, and so this stuff right here is just stuff that we're going to cut off when we edit it.
So that's just me saying this is what we want to cut off. This is a demonstration. Obviously, a lot of times when you shoot clips, you will have stuff before and after the clips, because you start rolling and the person might not talk right away. And you always want a little bit of space in front and after the video, if you can get it anyway, so that you have a choice of where to cut. For example, in this video, at the beginning I had my eyes closed. You want to try to avoid that as much as possible, because it usually looks better to start a clip, particularly at the beginning of a video, with the person's eyes open. And so you really want to start from there for when you click on, and then you can kind of adjust where you clip off at the beginning exactly so that you don't have too much space at the beginning. So let's look at this right here and edit the end of this video now. So I'm going to zoom back in and scroll over here looking at, okay, this is where the voice starts again. There's a blank area here, so we can cut it anywhere here pretty much. So we want to look for a frame like this where my eyes are open. This is very good. So here you want to end it on a real, see, the eyes are closed there. Right there, looks pretty good. So we're going to go back down here to the bottom and click on this right here, which is trim end. And we're going to trim the end. So we've got a basic video now. So if we go here back to the beginning and click down here on this control to send it back to the beginning, we can play from down here, or we can go up here to play.
Hi, this is a sample video that I'm recording for my Vegas Pro 15 course. I hope you're enjoying the course. And that's pretty much all I have to say, because this is really just a sample, so we have something to edit in Vegas Pro.
And that was the end. Now, that ended kind of abruptly, really. So let's go back and click this arrow up here to undo. And let's add a little more space on the end. We'll still end it where my eyes are open. Like up here, I blink at some point. So let's move it back and give us a little more space at the end. I'm going to go back down here and trim off the end. And then let's click right here on the timeline, right here, to see how this ends.
Edit in Vegas Pro.
So you saw that now I have left a little more at the end of the video, and it's a little more natural. It doesn't cut off instantly. When you have somebody speaking, it's good to have a little space at the end, so it's almost like a momentary picture, only a second or two, really. You can judge it however long you want to put it there. You don't want it really too long, but you don't want it to necessarily cut off right after the person starts speaking, because it ends kind of abruptly. So by adding a little space there, it gives the video, I guess you could say, a little room to breathe, and then you could put the end titles on after that, or you could just have it end. You could also add a little more space and fade to black at the end of the video if you wanted to, or do another effect at the end. So those are things to keep in mind. All right, so that's basic video editing right there. So we've edited our first video. We could actually render this now, which we'll go into in another video, and we could post this to YouTube or use it for whatever we want to use it for.